Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of The Ray Taylor Show. Me llamo es Ray Taylor. Hola! This episode, I'm talking about some UFC. UFC fights are coming up. It is the International Fight Week for the UFC in Las Vegas. Happens every year right around 4th of July, which today is the 4th of July. They used to have 3 fights. Used to have the Ultimate Fighter finale, usually a Fox card, and then a pay-per-view. I think a couple years ago, maybe last year, they cut down to just 2 events. So it's the Ultimate Fighter finale for the DC versus Stipe season, which last night I caught up on like the first 8 episodes that are available on Fight Pass, which I don't even think gets you through all the prelim fights before it gets you into the semifinal fights for the show, but it's all undefeated people from different organizations. Pretty decent fights for Ultimate Fighter. You know, it's as far as the Ultimate Fighter is concerned, especially in an era where Dana White's Tuesday night fights exists. It's just the Tuesday night fights are way better. I mean, because the Ultimate Fighter, yeah, they live in a house, but there's usually not that much drama. Usually later on in the season, there might be drama just because there's less people actively fighting but still living in the house. And then you just get a fight at the end of the episode versus the Tuesday night fights. It's just a small card, different card every day instead of just one fight that's only 2 rounds. So I don't know if they're going to keep the Ultimate Fighter around. I'd be fine with them getting rid of it. With Dana White's looking for a fight, which is a different type of show to get new talent, but more importantly, the Tuesday Night Contender Series, to me, seems like the most effective way for them to get new talent, at least bring talent in. But anyway, this particular season is going to be headlined by Brad Tavares versus Israel Adesanya. The style bender, kind of a new up-and-comer in the UFC, kind of looked okay in his last fight. He won it, but it wasn't very dominating. He has a very flashy style, kind of physically, like his facial features are similar to John Jones, but in like a shrunken down kind of and he kind of has a open style like John Jones fights, but I would not compare them. And he doesn't want to be compared anyway. But we're versus Brad Tavares, who's just a crazy, not crazy, but he's definitely not worried about getting hit. Yeah, so I don't know. All the other fights on this card, I'm not. Roxanne Modafferi's coming back versus Barb Honchak. That might be good. Yeah, it's not a whole lot of notable names on the preview card, but probably be a fun fight. I'm not going to watch that one live. What I am looking forward to is UFC 226, Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier for a super fight. Although Cormier technically didn't win the belt that he has, he technically lost the belt that he's wearing. He never won a fight he did defend, quote unquote, defend the belt, but he was given the belt. And technically never, when he won the belt against Rumble in the first fight where he didn't make weight, he used the towel. It was probably the first time a champion's never ever technically made weight. Like he cheated to make weight. So that shouldn't have been a championship fight. He shouldn't have had the opportunity to have the belt regardless. So kind of a fake champion in my opinion. Super overhyped. undefeated as heavyweight. Okay, but he was fighting guys who've had their careers, they've been very inconsistent, let's say, with how they've performed in the octagon or in the ring when given the chance. And, he came in as an alternate for I don't know. It was just in the UFC, he didn't really fight anybody before going down to John Jones. His most impressive fight was when he fought Gustafsson. That's it. I mean, he had Rumble's card. Rumble fought him the worst way possible. He took a kick from Rumble, but as far as matchups go, horrible matchup for Rumble. Rumble's never going to win. But other than that, Cormier's never going to beat John Jones. I would imagine he would lose if he fought Gustafsson again. I know he wants to retire. I think he wants one more fight. He wants to retire before he's 40, and he wants one more fight. He's hoping he gets Brock Lesnar or John Jones. In both cases, I would imagine he would lose. But I expect him to lose. If I'm making picks, I will make picks on this card. But it's also Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega. Probably, this as between Stipe and Cormier. Stipe, after his fight with Ngannou, you could tell he's not in any point looking to let go of his belt. He comes in with the best fucking game plan for the particular opponent, and I think he'll be able to outmatch Cormier. Holloway versus Ortega, both around the same age. Holloway's been defending the belt at featherweight and just dominating people on his way up to the belt. Ortega, new up-and-comer, just knocked out Frankie Edgar, first time finishing Frankie. And super exciting, interesting fight. I'm going with Holloway. I don't know who's going to win this. I just really enjoy Holloway. I want him to become a champion. I would not mind seeing this one if Ortega loses, to have a rematch. I'm sure it's going to be a great fight. Then we have Francis Ngannou versus Derek Lewis. Francis Ngannou losing to Stipe in his last fight. Derek Lewis, I think, winning his last fight, but he's been having a lot of back problems. It'll be interesting to see if Derek Lewis tries to get Ngannou down now that we know that he kind of sucks on the ground. Then we have, although I'm probably going to go Ngannou in this one. I have a feeling that he's going to hit Lewis. Lewis's back might give out on him during the fight. With his injury, I don't know how it's going to go. And I love Derek Lewis. Don't get me wrong. His Instagram, if you're watching this on Instagram, go follow the Black Beast on Instagram. Michael Chiesa versus Anthony Pettis. This was supposed to happen back in New York, but Connor threw a dolly through a window. Chiesa's face got all scratched up. I don't think old Pettis, has anything left in him. His younger brother is more exciting, and I have more hope for. I have a feeling Chiesa's going to destroy him in this one. Then we have Roundtree versus Gogansaki. This I don't know. Roundtree, older, but he's looked great. Gogansaki coming in from another organization. I'll probably go Roundtree. I'll just pick Roundtree. Then there's, in the prelim, Uriah Hall versus Paulo Costo. I'm going Paulo Costo just because Uriah Hall's not consistent. Paul Felder versus Mike Perry. I'm going Felder, even though he's a lower weight class coming up. And short notice, I think Felder's just a more intelligent fighter. All right, that's it. Those are all my picks. So I'm excited for the fights Saturday, and I'll definitely watch the fights from Friday at some point. But that's it, everybody. Go watch the UFC fights. Those are my picks. I'll do a recap after they're done. So if you're interested, check out and see what my opinions are with all the fights going on. If you want to see all of my stuff, you want to follow me on social media at Ray Taylor, both Instagram and Twitter. And also inspireddisorder.com to buy any of my artwork, see all the projects that I'm doing, and to get exclusive content. Become a member over at my Patreon page, patreon.com/inspireddisorder. That's it, everybody. Have a great week. Peace out!